everyone. Welcome to Regina and Friends Crime Chat. We have some breaking news from the University of Arkansas. We have reports of an active shooter ongoing on campus. A RAS alert went out that said emergency notification. Avoid all areas of Mullins Library due to an active shooter report. Avoid, deny, defend. It says Fayetteville, Arkansas, University of Arkansas students received a text message about a report of an active shooter at Mullins Library just before 12:30 p.m. on Monday. The message was sent through the university's RAS Alert emergency notification system. Mullins Library is at the heart of the campus near the Student Union. The message read, RAS Alert, emergency notifications. Avoid the area of Mullins Library due to an active shooter reported. Avoid, deny, defend. Law enforcement has set up a perimeter around Mullins, according to university spokesperson John Thomas. The Fayetteville Police Department is helping university police. Okay, so let's see what we've got they're saying right now.
Thanks, and it's good to hear from a student that is obviously okay. We can tell you that Robin Hearn, who was our sports reporter, was there on campus inside Razorback Stadium covering practice for football, and they were told to lock down. And so she right now is locked down inside Razorback Stadium, and she's telling us that she's seeing a lot of police cars going by. She did send me a picture of the parking lot there, but I'm not seeing in the picture that she sent me that shows a lot of police presence there, at least at Razorback Stadium.
This
But
is
again,
really scary.
I would assume that there are a number of other buildings that are on campus that are also locked down.
Yeah. And
This
we know
is an
Laura, I don't know
active.
if Laura's technically on lockdown, but she is in a
This is an active shooter situation at the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville. Report was called in at 12:30, just after lunch this afternoon, of an active shooter at Mullins Library at Arkansas State University.
right now. Asked to move again away from Mullen Library where there was an active shooter reported. So we're on Maple Street now. I'm going to go ahead and let Joel show you what we're seeing. Behind me, you can see all sorts of law enforcement. It's really backed up bumper to bumper with police cars here. Students are still being asked to avoid the area, and everyone is being asked to stand back away from the street for their own safety. We haven't gotten any other update yet, but of course we will continue to keep you posted. For now, I'll send it back to you.
Now that police presence.
All right, so let's check in on some of these news articles. Let's see. The University of Arkansas has issued an alert to students regarding a potential active shooter. The RAS alert message happened at 12:27. Another report says 12:30. I'm gonna say, that's gonna be right there within the time frame. I have an actual screenshot of the RAS alert that went out. And I'm going to show you guys that really quick. Again, for those of you just coming in, there is an active shooter situation at the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville. And that is what we are covering at this moment.
I know that. So it's they're able to walk around and move, but not too tense at the moment.
Okay, thank you for that, Laura. We also know that we have Bo Russell headed to Washington Regional right now. Again, we have no injuries reported, but this is Laura there on the phone taking shelter.
Laura, if you can still hear me, how many police,
Mhm.
what's the police presence up in that room besides what you mentioned, the U.S. Marshal up there?
Oh man.
It is just him. He is the only one up there, and they have gone off into a closed room. I do not see any other police presence. It just seems to be professors handling the rest of the situation, calming kids down.
And they're not letting anybody leave where you are right now, the student union?
I'm not had a confirmation. They've said they can keep us here, but they said they can't keep us here. So I guess yes.
Okay.
Where we're staying here out of safety. I prefer to stay here out of safety.
Yes, and I would imagine that's the students that are there are not going to
Yes.
go anywhere until they get some sort of an alert that says
Right.
it's okay to leave. All right, Laura, thanks.
Right.
We'll check back in with Laura in just Laura Castleman, who was one of the first on the scene.
Mm. Again, for those of you just coming in, we have an active shooter situation at the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville, Arkansas, at Mullins Library. We're getting all kinds of different reports coming in. There was a RAS alert issued. At this time, they are asking everyone, they're setting up a parameter and asking everyone to, move away from the area. Some people, I do believe, are sheltered in place. I'm going to read this article right here really quick. The University of Arkansas issued a RAS alert emergency notification Monday, warning of a reported active shooter near Mullins Library. The message, which was also shared to social media, was sent just before 12:30 p.m. and urged people to stay clear of the area. Shortly after, Fayetteville Public Schools announced that all campuses have been placed in secure status as a precaution. That means classes are continuing as normal inside, but no one is allowed in or out of school buildings. We are unsure of the details at this time, the district said in a message to families. We will share more information as it becomes available. The city's police department is assisting the university with the incident, according to city spokesperson Gracie Ziegler. No additional details were immediately available from the university. Whew. Okay, so let's check in with them and see what's going on.
Let them out there at Razorback Stadium, but she did say she can talk, so maybe we'll get her on
Okay.
the phone pretty soon.
Well, yeah, we
as
could
well.
let's try to get Robin on the phone and see how she heard about this and what the mood was there. All right, we have Claire Everbach back again to tell us if Claire, have you heard anything new from out there, and what's the situation where you are? Okay. Okay, we're having a little issue with Claire's microphone.
There are police
she can't hear us either, so
everywhere.
we're doing the best we can with getting. There she is. Go ahead. I know she can't hear us, but go ahead and have her tell us what the situation is.
Yeah, she's ready.
Oh, you didn't say, okay.
And she's ready.
It's a very active situation. Thank you for being patient
Okay.
with us. Looks like she got
I'm
someone.
joined by University of Arkansas professor Trisha Peterson. So to start out, can you please take us through what happened this afternoon and what you've heard?
Really, honestly, I was standing in my office. I looked out, heard the police come up, saw police officers going inside with guns and students running out. We declared active shooter and kind of have been holed up for the past 45 minutes. About 10 minutes ago, somebody came out and asked us to all leave the building to get out of the back of the building. And that's where we are.
So first you were asked to stay in the classroom and then you were asked to move outside.
First of all, we exercised active shooter regimen, which is everybody find a closet or a room without windows or doors, lock up, barricade in. So that's what we did at first. And we were in maybe for half an hour.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I would have been absolutely terrified. For those of you just coming in, there is an active shooter situation at the University of Arkansas. There have been buildings locked down. This is near Mullins Library at the University of Arkansas, near the heart of, the center of the campus. Yeah.
Is there anything else that you're being told or there's any kind of protocol that you all need to follow?
Actually, we're all a little confused as to why we're outside, to be honest, why we were asked to leave the building, but we're not being told anything. We don't know anything besides this.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Appreciate it. Well, we are still seeing a large police presence. Actually, now they've brought in officers from Springdale and Rogers too to help out. We'll continue to keep
Oh
you
my
updated.
goodness.
For now, I'll send it back to you.
All right, thank
Okay.
you, Claire. And we're just hearing from Laura that she's still in a lockdown. It is interesting, as they mentioned, some people are being told to stay outside. Some
Mhm.
people, like Laura, are told you need to come
Stay
inside.
inside. Yeah.
So it's hard to tell exactly what's going on. Again, hopefully we'll find out that there haven't been any injuries from this. You just never know in these situations, obviously.
We have no new information at this time. We are waiting for responses from police. Let me just mute this and let this. All we know is that there has been a RAS alert and there is a large police presence at the University of Arkansas near Mullins Library or at Mullins Library. At this time, it says RAS alert, emergency notification, avoid the area of Mullins Library due to an active shooter reported. Avoid, deny, defend. So we're waiting on more updates to come in on this. Let's see. Yeah, we're not getting any new reports in. There haven't been any reports of injury so far.
Just hearing Farmington schools, we've confirmed, is now in shelter in place. Is out of an abundance of caution, but they do say that it's because of this happening at the University of Arkansas. So other schools in the area are also on lockdown.
We haven't
right now.
heard from Fayetteville High School. That's right next door to the campus. They're right there by Razorback Stadium, in fact, and we've not heard from them on if they're on any kind of lockdown right now. But yes, you're right. We can tell you that at least in Farmington they are under lockdown as well. So what we need to find out as quickly as we can from local law enforcement, or at least police on campus, is what the situation is as we speak right now. And again, having looked at some of the live pictures that we have been seeing, not a lot of folks, not a lot of movement around that area. Robin Hearn, I believe, is on the phone with us now from inside her car, I guess, just outside of Razorback Stadium. Robin, you're on campus, I'm sure, to cover the Razorbacks practice. So how did this all shake down for you? Okay, we're not hearing Robin just yet, so we're going to work on getting her in just a second to find out what her situation is. Last we saw from her from being locked down.
Sorry about that, everyone. Again, for those of you just coming in, we have an active shooter report at University of Arkansas near Mullins Library. The campus is somewhat locked down. They're asking some people to shelter in place, to follow active shooter protocols, get in closets, hide, etc. They did move a large group of people outside through the back doors of Mullins Library. So a report come in just before 12:30 after lunch of an active shooter. So you guys, if you have friends, family, anyone that goes to any of the schools in the area, they're locking down all the schools. Again, this is an active shooter report. University of Arkansas campus near Mullins Library. All right, let's tune back in and see what's going on.
There at Razorback Stadium was that she was in her car, so they were at least allowed to leave the stadium itself. And I should know this, but I'm trying to figure the proximity between Mullins Library and Razorback Stadium.
We have a map. I don't know if we can pull that up right now, but
or eventually, but Mullins Library, of course, near the Student Center.
Okay.
So Razorback Stadium, and it's not far. It's off. It's a little off to the side, but you can see that on
Okay.
that map that we had pulled up earlier. And again, we had Jacob Luthi on campus.
Now, if anyone is in here watching in the stream, if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be Mullins Library right here, right beside the heart of the school, right here. If you'll see where this is highlighted, I believe that is Mullins Library, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, let's go back to this. See what's going
Situation
on.
like that, other than to take shelter as quickly as you can until you hear something from somebody law enforcement wise. And so she heard that, or she was told that they were allowed to go back outside again. So you could see in the live pictures there that a lot of people are still standing outside wondering what the situation is, obviously with a very, very heavy police presence there on campus at Mullen Library and the surrounding buildings around Mullen Library. We haven't heard of any dorms or what the situation is with any of the dorms on campus. If they're under lockdown, presumably they are.
They have called in the police force from Springdale and from Rogers, Arkansas. Again, this is an active shooter report situation at the University of Arkansas. Some students are locked down, others have been removed from the building. There is a large police presence. Okay, hold on here.
There's like 3 cops like pulled up in a car. They all came out with like ARs and shotguns.
Really? What happened after that?
Well, I like basically like jogged over with the guy into the Union because they were telling us to like get in the Union, and then we like sat there for like 20 minutes or 15 minutes, and then eventually just left out the back so I could come here.
Okay. Did you see police do anything?
Just running in. It looked like they were like crouching, like trying not to like I don't even know,
Yeah.
like trying to be seen or something.
What were students doing?
Most of them were just confused because they didn't know if it was like a drill or something, and then they just came to the Union, or they were walking around away from the library.
Gotcha. And did you see like anybody with a weapon or anything?
No, I didn't see anyone. I haven't seen anyone.
Okay, so they moved students to the back of the student union and pulled them out of the building through the back. Let's see, let's continue.
All right.
That was
My
Joe.
goodness.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, Joe. And again, he kind of mentioned, or Laura mentioned earlier, that they were questioning people that were in the library about what they saw. So definitely an investigation obviously going on. We just don't know. We don't know what happened yet.
I haven't been told exactly yet. We do have another, at least somebody on campus that Jacob Luthi has found to talk about this. Jacob, go ahead.
Yeah, hi Darren. I'm joined here by Brady Atkins, student here at the University of Arkansas. Said that you were walking, kind of just left class. Talk to us again, just a little bit about what you saw, a little bit about your experience about this whole situation.
Yeah, so I was just walking to the right of the Mullins Library, and I'm just listening to my music, I guess, and I just see people start running out of the library, and I didn't think anything of it because I just thought it was like an event because it's the first week here, and yeah, I just kind of realized like everything was wrong, and after that, I just kind of like took myself out of the area real quick, but I eventually came back and I saw y'all, and I mean, it was kind of a crazy experience, but yes, sir.
Yeah, a little bit about what you did. When did you get a text on your phone? Did you see the text at all, or did you kind of just, once you saw everybody move, you moved too?
Well, actually, my dad called me first, and he was asking about it, and then that's when I checked my phone and saw the text. So, yeah, he got called about, like, his friend had called him about it. So it was kind of a shocking experience to hear it from my dad first, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Anything else about, was there, we've been asking people this entire time, was there something you heard? Was there something, any noise, any screams? Was it just people running? Were people ducking?
Screams for sure. I mean, everybody was just in a panic mode for sure. I didn't hear any shots myself. I mean, I've been in group chats all day, seeing people saying there were shots, people shot at, but hopefully that's not true. I mean, I saw what I saw. People were just running out of the library, and I guess it was pretty shocking. So
How close was your class to the library that you said you had just left?
so it's the plant science building, just like maybe like 0.2 miles away, and I had just gotten out of class, like kind of middle of it, and I mean, I'm kind of seeing everything happen like right when it started. I guess I was kind of just putting it in perspective,
Yeah.
but.
And again, if you don't mind, let's take a couple steps off camera. I mean, Darren, and for those at home, just look at the police presence here. We're right here on Garland and Maple.
Yeah, there are police everywhere. They've got Rogers Police Force, they've got Springdale's police force, Fayetteville's police force, and the university's policing units. Again, this is an active shooter report. Report come out at, let's see here. The RAS alert came out. There's multiple RAS alerts that went out. Apparently, one of them was just before 12:30 afternoon today. RAS alert, emergency notification. Avoid the area of Mullins Library due to an active shooter report. Avoid, deny, defend. This is the RAS alert that has gone out, and as you all seen, has prompted a huge police response to the University of Arkansas. Again, this is a report of an active shooter.
Was at the Razorback camp, Razorback Stadium, that is, and was told to lock down, but she has been allowed to move off, at least out of the stadium and into her car, and that was the last that we had heard contact from her. Laura Castleman is still under lockdown, so to speak, inside the student union, along with several other students as well who were told to go there. All right, let's try Alec again. Alec, if you can hear us, tell us what you heard and what you saw.
Yes, sir. So I was on campus. I was leaving class, and I walked into the library about 2 minutes before that text message went out. I walked in. I saw a friend there. I'm like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Did you hear all those people yelling?" And I'm, "No, I just got here. I haven't seen anyone yelling." And maybe 5 seconds later, 4 policemen came like barreling down the hallway. They held an angle maybe 30 feet down the hallway from me. It was kind of a central library, first floor. And they looked at both of us and they were like, "Get out, get out, get out. Active shooter, active shooter." So me and my buddy took a left, went backwards, and there was a room full of people, and we were like, "Everyone's got to go. Active shooters, police in the hallway." They were the police were like fully armed, and it looked like they were holding an angle on the first floor. We left the library, and we saw maybe a couple hundred people just running out of the library in every direction. No one was really knowing where to go, and me and my buddy just went to the parking garage, and I drove off campus with him.
Did you hear anything, gunshots or anything?
So I was probably around the scene for 15 minutes, and I didn't hear any gunshots, just a lot of police yelling. Probably saw 30 police cars and a lot of unmarked vehicles flying towards campus.
Now, did you talk to anyone? You said your friend said he heard yelling. Did you talk to anyone who said they saw or heard anything else?
No, so I had probably walked in the library. It was all within a minute of me walking in the library, getting yelled at, and then running out. The police had that first floor locked down, and they didn't want anybody to get hurt or anything, so they were being pretty stern with it. But I only got to talk to my friend, and he had just asked me if anyone was yelling or not.
So you're running off campus. You're heading to your car. How fast are you going?
I mean, we were at a good pace, but we had gotten out of the library, I would say, pretty quick. The message that went out, I think we might have been out of the library before I got the text message, and we were out we got to the Union probably 6 minutes, jogging over there, and then just got off campus as fast as I could, safe and sound now.
All right.
Shocking scenario for sure.
We're glad you're safe. Definitely Very scary situation. I'm sure as soon as you walk in, getting a text like that at the building that you're in, having an alert like that, I'm sure it was very startling for all of you.
Have you talked to your family and let them know you're okay?
Yeah, I've chatted with most people, called some of my friends, made sure everybody's all good, and I don't know anyone that's been negatively affected that wasn't in an emotional way yet. But I'm hoping everybody's good. Going to be praying for those people that were negatively affected.
All right, Alec, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for calling in and giving us.
So here we have a picture um, from Brock Bodie while in lockdown at an adjacent building to the Mullins Library during the lockdown. Again, we have reports of an active shooter situation at Arkansas University. Here I have highlighted for you, if I'm not mistaken, this is the Mullins Library right here on the left, right here, if I'm not mistaken, at the University of Arkansas. Again, we have an active shooter situation. Let's listen back in.
And our teacher was just going through.
We have an interview. Hold on just a second, you guys.
Are safe on campus. They are being, no one's being told to leave or can leave, and you cannot go on campus until the all clear is given. Claire Everbach is again back on campus. Let's go back out to her and find out what she has right now. Claire.
Yes, we are still on Maple. Mullen Library is behind us. Right now, I'm joined by Connor, who's a freshman here at the University of Arkansas. Where were you when you found out that this happened?
I was in my class. I was probably about a 2-minute walk from the library, and our teacher was just going through some problems when we got a call to the class saying that there was an active shooter on Mullins Library, and the class just kind of erupted into murmurs. And we didn't know whether this was a drill, if it was going on. And someone just asked the teacher what was happening. And he just kind of barricaded the door. We all sat in there until we got the go-ahead that was okay to go. And we had to go out the back exit and avoid the library area.
Can you tell me what was going through your mind when you heard about this news?
I was just worried, like the first thought was like, how am I going to tell my mom what happened, And I just didn't know what to do. I was wondering if all my friends were safe, everything. I was worried about my family and friends in general.
Have you been able to get in contact with your loved ones since then?
I have. I've been talking with her, and she knows the whole situation of what's going on right now. She knows that right now I'm safe and all my friends are safe.
So you're a freshman, so you just arrived to the University of Arkansas. So after this happening, what does this make you think about safety on this campus? How do you feel?
I mean, I think just stuff happens in general everywhere. I've seen stuff happen like this on other campuses, but it's definitely a shocker. But I don't really know if this will affect my view of the campus in general. I've been up here a couple times, and this is the first time I've ever seen something this drastic happen. So it's not affecting my thoughts too much, but it has me worried a little bit.
Thank you so much, Connor. We appreciate it. We don't have really much of an update for you right now. There was a text sent out to students from the university that did say there are multiple reports of an active shooter on campus. We'll keep you updated. For now,
So there you have it, you guys. Again, we do have an active shooter report and investigation going on at Arkansas University of Arkansas. Students have been asked to stay clear of the area. There is a large police presence. There are police officers from Springdale, Rogers, Fayetteville, and of course the campus itself. Um, at the university right now, um, a RAS report went out, and I have that up on the screen for you. Just before this is many of them come out, actually all of them the same. Just before 12:30, telling students to avoid Mullins Library, moving students to the student center. I have an image of that up now. This is from Brock Bodie while he was in lockdown at an adjacent building at the university. So let's listen back in and see if we have any more updates.
Maybe looked like they were trying to get someone out of a car there.
Yes, they had a white car here that they had all the doors open, but cutting off Stadium Drive right now. But other than that, all I've been seeing is cop cars
I went
just
back a little
driving
bit.
past. Not much has been said as of yet, but all I know is that right here at Stadium Drive and Maple is being cut off right now by some cop cars, and that's all I can see at the moment. But there have been multiple cars driving past, going toward where the library is.
And that you sent us that picture, Robin. You're saying it maybe looked like they were trying to get someone out of a car there.
Yes, they had a white car here that they had all the doors open, but right now he has been let go. I see the car driving off right now, so they are letting, and all the cop cars are starting to leave from Stadium Drive, so that is all clear. We are clear here at the stadium. Don't know about anything closer toward the library yet, but Stadium Drive and Maple is getting cleared up right now.
So you were in,
Okay, so let me pause that for a moment. For those of you that are listening in, just tuning in, we have an active shooter situation at the University of Arkansas. We just listened to a witness who has called in to 5 News that has said that they stopped someone and pulled them out of the car and eventually let them go. But what this sounds like is we may have had an active shooter at the university and that person is now on the move. Not 100% sure yet. I do know that the school is still in partial lockdown. They have, well, it's actually in full lockdown, but they have allowed some students with, police escort to leave buildings. But they, as you just heard, they pulled someone out of a car and searched this person. So it sounds to me like they're looking for a suspect. All right, let's tune back in.
inside the media room there, were you told, you were told to stay in there for a certain amount of time?
Yes, yeah, they made sure that none of us were leaving, and they did allow some students who that were walking past when the alert came out to go inside the lobby. And once, if a car came up, whether it was a friend, a boyfriend, or a parent, they did allow those students to leave. But for the most part, the athletic department was making sure that we were safe. I know a lot of the other writers and reporters are also still at the stadium at this time. But
did you just see? Hold on just a second. Did you just see what that cop pulled out of that car? Holy moly.
they weren't letting us leave until they knew that everything was getting cleared up.
Okay, and you're in the parking lot now. Are you able to leave the parking lot at all?
Yes, I can leave. Yes,
Okay.
but I'm currently still in my car, just waiting.
You guys,
to
these
see
police
what
officers
else
are
you guys need from me
fully
today.
Okay.
armed.
All
This is
right.
insane.
Robin, thank you so much. She did send
Mhm.
us a picture of a student in some handcuffs. We're not going to show
Mhm.
that. Apparently, that's the one that was let go, or at
Yeah,
least
Oh my
able
goodness.
to drive off.
someone
So,
sent us that
oh,
picture.
is that one? Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
we have
Laura Castleman is inside still the student union there.
it's Lauren
Lauren
Spencer.
Spencer. Sorry. Lauren Spencer is on campus now. Lauren, where are you, and what can you tell us?
Yeah, we're here at the intersection of Maple and Garland. This is really where the heart of law enforcement is congregating right now. We have multiple agencies here. Kind of this is the spot where everyone's meeting, trying to figure out what's happening here. I'm speaking with two freshmen here. Tell me your names.
Finley.
Connor.
And they kind of saw this whole thing go down. When did you guys realize that something was wrong?
So I was walking towards the union and I passed by a guy and he was like, "Don't go that way. There's a shooter. There's an active shooter." And I was like, "What?" I thought he was joking. I keep going. I passed the fence and there was like 4 cop cars outside the library, tons of people running out, flooding out. I was just like, "Whoa, this is real. It's very real."
Yeah. What about you, Connor?
I was in class. I got a call from them and like a voicemail that said that there was an active shooter. I didn't know if it was false or not. And we're like talking to the prefect, like, "Hey, there's an active shooter report." He's like, "Well, let's just barricade here if y'all can leave or whatever." I'm like,
We're gonna have to wrap up here. We're gonna need an update from officials right now. We're gonna send it back to you guys, Darren and Morgan in the studio. We're gonna hear from police right now. They say
Okay,
they do
here
have an
we
update
go,
for
you
us.
guys.
So just give us a few minutes.
We
We're gonna
have
get new answers.
We have an update coming from law enforcement here in just a moment, you guys. Just a moment. We're going to get some updates from police.
Conference, or at least get an update from law enforcement who are there on campus. They were forming right there next to where Lauren is actually there on campus, and we're just waiting word to when that will start. And Fayetteville Police Department, I believe, will be the agency that will give the update. And Lauren is right there. And so as
Yes,
soon as
give
we
us
hear
an
from
update.
Lauren when that will.
Let us know what is going on. We need to know. We have family and friends that are on these campuses. Tell us what's going on, please.
We will let you know what the situation. So let's go back out to the news conference now, where we could get some information.
That's what I'm saying. They were their guns. Yeah, we get a picture of them sitting on the curb.
Okay, it looks like that's about to start right now. Thank you for being patient with us as we're waiting to see exactly when we're going to get this update. But it looks like it's about to start.
We're good.
Okay.
Lauren's there right now.
Here we
Give
go.
it to like 150 if y'all need me to.
This is the update. Yes.
Well, I think
I
they're-
know,
yeah, they're-
Teresa. It's
what
very
they're-
I
crazy.
really don't have much. So
What they're trying to do is to coordinate all of us to do this all at one time, so they can give out as much information as they can. Although you just heard her, there's not much to say. What I'm hoping is that they'll give a status as to where what the situation there is on campus, if there is a shooter that is still on campus, and details like that. So we're going to wait for her to start here in just a second to give us an update as to what's happening. But just joining us, it's been about an hour.
Natalie Eucce, Natalie, last name Eucce. I'm a corporal with the Fayetteville Police Department in the Community Policing Division. Does anyone want to tell me where to look through this whole thing? Is that good with y'all? Yep. All right, I'm going to look this way. All right, around 12:30 this afternoon, we received a call of an active shooter at David Mullins Library at the University of Arkansas campus. Since then, we've responded to multiple different calls at multiple different locations surrounding the university. There are no confirmed gunshots. There are no confirmed injuries. We have nothing confirmed at this time.
Any arrests?
No arrests.
Can you tell us why some students are being asked to stay in the buildings they're in? Some students are asked to stay outside or staying outside.
Yeah, absolutely. So it obviously is a developing situation. When we have something like this, at first it came in at one specific location, right? So we need to keep a safe distance from that location, and just having students move about might be unsafe. So we set up a perimeter that can be keeping students inside, that can be evacuating. As this has developed, more calls were coming in at different locations, so that obviously changed. Y'all saw that as the media. You were pushed back, put in different locations. It's a developing situation.
We received tips about a person, vehicle of interest, anything at this point.
We've had multiple different calls, nothing confirmed. If somebody has been detained, pulled over, anything like that, no arrests have been made, but we are going to follow up with every single tip that we get because obviously safety is our priority.
Are there more than one scene? I mean, is it 2 crime scenes or just 1 crime?
Right now, there are no crime scenes. So nothing has been confirmed. We have no confirmed gunshots, no confirmed injuries. There are no crime scenes. We've received multiple different calls, I believe 4 or more, on and surrounding the university. So one was a vehicle. We detained suspects or subjects, but that was unfounded.
We're receiving a tip about an arrest at the football stadium. Still no arrests?
No arrests have been made.
Is it safe to say that Fayetteville PD is taking the lead on this right now, or with all the agencies?
No, University of Arkansas, it is their jurisdiction. As you can imagine, they have a lot less manpower than us, which is why I'm out here speaking, but this is a University of Arkansas. We are assisting.
Can you tell us about the police presence out here? We're seeing a lot of different agencies. Tell us about who is out here responding to this.
Everyone. So if there's ever a call on shots fired, we are in a very populated city. We're going to have everyone here as we do. Fayetteville Police, University of Arkansas Police, Washington County Sheriff's Office, Arkansas State Police. You're going to have FBI, HSI, multiple different agencies. Again, nothing has been confirmed. Multiple different calls, multiple locations, nothing confirmed.
We just saw a video of an arrest, or not an arrest, but maybe someone being detained over on Stadium. Are you guys detaining people that...
So let me be very clear. If you're put into handcuffs, you are detained. That does not by any means, that does not mean you're being arrested, right? So if we get a call that there's a suspicious vehicle, that they're involved in something, you may be detained and released. I believe that's what happened.
Could someone face consequences if there was no evidence of a...
Wix gives you the freedom to tell your story.
Oh, that's
With
a fun new way to
professional website
advertise.
that reflects who you...
This report is a crime, so.
Are you guys working to clear every building?
Yes, absolutely. So anything, anywhere where reports were made, we will evacuate and clear everything, and we will follow every lead.
Aside from the library, where would be the location of those calls coming from?
You'll have to look at our call list. It's public record. Yeah, I don't have that right now. You guys have anything else? I'll come in if I have any other updates. Okay.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good one.
All right. So
All righty, you guys. So there you have it so far. Let me see. I'm going to speed this up. Yeah, I'm going to speed this up and keep it muted. There you have it. So far, there are no actual crime scenes, but we have it started at Mullins Library on University of Arkansas campus near the Student Center. There were reports of an active shooter. We just had a police press conference. They said that there's no evidence so far of a shooter. That doesn't mean there wasn't a shooter, but we also know that now there has been multiple calls in multiple buildings on campus. So what is going on here? Okay, let's see what he's saying real quick.
For the hospital, who told me they know as much as we do, right? They're really not getting much information right now either. So I can see right here in front of the ambulance bay, there are a lot of medical personnel and staff kind of standing around waiting. I think they're on edge too, waiting to hear something. But in terms of activity, you know, we've heard ambulances, but we've been here about 20, 30 minutes. No ambulances have pulled up. So as of right now, I think they're just as much in the dark as we are. But as soon as we have an update from the hospital, I'll be sure to share it with you guys.
Thank you, Bo, for that. Looks like we're getting another update
from Fayetteville Public Schools, law enforcement requesting that the following schools remain in secure status until further notice: AALPS, Asbel Elementary, Fayetteville High School, Leverett, Ramey, Washington, and Woodland schools. All other schools will return to normal status at 1:45. So about every other school within the Fayetteville school system besides AALPS, Asbel, Fayetteville High School, Leverett, Ramey, Washington, and Woodland have been allowed to go back to regular status on the Fayetteville campus. That was about 8 minutes ago. They were allowed to go back to regular status.
And again, that update that we just got from Fayetteville Police couldn't confirm much. They said no confirmed gunshots, no confirmed injuries. There have been no arrests. They did say that there have been some photos circulating of them detaining some people, but they said that detaining someone does not mean that they were arrested. If they see a suspicious vehicle, they get a report about something, they're going to investigate it. And so that's what people have been seeing pictures of, but they did want to emphasize they did not take those people into custody. They let them go. They've not been arrested.
As part of what she talked about a moment ago, there have been at least 2 other that we know of reports of active shooters, an active shooter on campus, besides the one that was reported at Mullen Library. Fayetteville Police, all police have gone to each of those locations and cannot confirm any kind of active shooter involved. There have been no confirmed gunshots and no confirmed injuries in those other 2 locations. So we know of at least 3 different locations on campus, including Mullen Library, where there was an active shooter that was reported. Police gave the update a moment ago saying that they cannot confirm any shots fired, and of course, no confirmed injuries just yet. And with the detained part of this, they may have detained a few people, but they have since been let go after being obviously determined that they were not part of any of this situation. Brought up an interesting point Lauren did when she asked her about the consequences of doing things like this, that yes, there have been a lot of swatting calls, and we talked about this a little bit ago on some other campuses where this was a hoax. And we're certainly hoping that's what this situation is, although the consequences for doing this can be very strict.
Yes, of course. So Lauren, we're going to go back out to her. We were talking to her right before that update from Fayetteville Police, and we'll go back out to Lauren right now.
Yeah, we're still at the corner of Garland and Maple, the intersection here. This is where all the law enforcement are congregating. We're seeing state troopers, we're seeing Springdale Police, Rogers Police, Fayetteville Police, obviously. UAPD,
it's starting to look that way, you guys. It's starting to look like this might have been a hoax.
Is armed, that is going into the scene. We did just talk with Fayetteville Police.
Was this a hoax?
They were called in for the report at Mullins Library, but they don't. That's the only place they know of so far right now that we know of as well.
Lauren, just real quick, I know you're an alumni. You went to school there, graduating just recent, the last couple of years. What are your thoughts about this happening, or at least a situation like this happening on campus?
Yeah, Darren, this is really sad to see as someone that graduated only 2 years ago from this campus that I love so much.
Let me just say, if this is a hoax, this is awful. This is awful. And I hope if this is a hoax, every person involved in this is arrested. This is no joke, you guys. This is no joke. There are people going into schools every single day almost, taking the lives of people just trying to get educated. Every day. This is not funny. If this is a hoax, I hope whoever is responsible is held accountable to the fullest extent of the law.
People through such a traumatic situation, just the not knowing, the chaos, just the fear of a situation like this. Are people going to be held accountable if that was the case?
Yeah, and if obviously if the investigation will lead to whomever made these calls to police to alert them of an active shooter on campus, and you heard Lauren talk about how sad this is for this to happen on campus, and you just mentioned that the chaos that this actually causes for not only the students there on campus, but you have faculty, you've got staff, and just as important, you have the family who send their kids to this campus who may not live in this area, are now wondering what in the world is going on. Where is my
stuff like this picture of these kids all sitting here in a safe room on lockdown, getting lectured while on lockdown. Man, come on. I hope this ain't a hoax. Oh my goodness. I mean, I hope it is a hoax. But man, come on, look out now.
What is going on, and with police coming out and telling us no confirmed gunshots, no confirmed injuries, that's the good news with this. The bad news now is how is this going to play out mentally for all these folks who are on campus?
Yeah, and we have tens of thousands of students at the U of A, and also faculty, staff, but then also it's affecting
What I
public
mean to
schools,
say
the
is, I
parents of
hope
those kids.
That
I
we're on
mean,
lockdown.
hearing that you're
what I mean is, I hope there's not some kids stupid enough
now are on high alert
to
and
pull
just
something like
very
this.
afraid in this
That's what
And
I
just
hope.
just to repeat
This
about
is
the Fayetteville
ridiculous.
Public Schools,
If
we
this
can
is a
tell you
hoax,
about, Farmington Schools, under lockdown now, no one in or out. But they will continue class as normal. We can tell you that every school in the Fayetteville Public School District, except AALPS, Asbel, Fayetteville High, Leverett, Ramey, Washington, and Woodland schools they're no longer under lock.
So some of the schools are still under lockdown. Some of them are not under lockdown anymore. But look at this. Look at this. Okay, let me remove everything. All the stuff. Look at this, you guys. This is the police turnout. Kids running in fear for their lives, being told there's an active shooter. That's possible, Teresa. That's possible. Teresa says, I wonder if the guy got scared and ran. That's possible. But I don't know if this is a hoax. Because, see, now they are also saying that they got calls from multiple buildings. Okay, now hold on a second. Let me back up. Because I'm rational and I'm reasonable. Were other people running from outside from the main library possibly and running to other buildings and calling in the active shooter? I wonder if that's maybe what happened. That is possible. But again, so far we're getting zero reports of an actual a gun being fired, right? Of a weapon being fired. We've heard nothing. People that were on the scene so far are saying they didn't hear any shooting or anything like that. Yeah. Okay, let's listen in and see what here's more witnesses.
Lauren.
Yeah, we are still on campus. We're at the intersection of Garland and Maple, and I spoke with some girls here who they were in class when this happened. They were put into lockdown. Kind of tell me, what building were you in? When did you realize that something was wrong?
We were in the HOAC building, and she had gotten like the RAS alert text and showed it to me, and then everyone started getting the text, and the teacher got a phone call. Everyone started kind of freaking out.
What happened after that? Did they make you guys stay in the same room, turn off the lights? Talk me through that process.
A majority of us moved into the closet, like a bigger closet with like all the mannequins, and then the rest of the class went to another closet. And
so the classroom is like a room in a room, and then there's a side closet, and us and a few girls went in the closet and decided, we just sat down, stood up, like it was just, if anyone could fit, like come inside. Like,
what was going through your head when this was all happening? How'd you guys feel?
I was just like scared because I didn't know where the shooter was, and like everything's kind of like hearsay. So everyone's like texting each other like, oh, there's like 2, there's 3 shooters, it's right in the building next to you. And then we started hearing like yelling of like, we didn't know if it was like police or like if it was a shooter, like yelling, like telling people to get outside.
like,
so
come out
put your
now.
hands up. Like we're just like, it could be a lie too, you know, like someone knocking on could be like a lie.
You guys were in lockdown probably for the past hour, right? How did that feel, being in lockdown for an hour, not knowing what's going on outside?
In the beginning, I obviously was like super shaken up. Like I didn't know, like I was shaking, and then it finally calmed down a little bit and everything like was quiet. And then the yelling started again. And I think everyone's faces, like everyone got white. Like everyone came to realization, like, is this a shooter or is this a cop like helping us? Like we have no idea.
That's when it felt real.
That's when
scary.
everyone like got like down, like lower, and like super quiet. Everyone was very shaken up. Like it was just like a whole like insane thing. Like you would never have to think like someone has to actually witness and go through that.
Right.
Yeah.
We were talking before, you guys are freshmen, you guys are sophomores. This is the second week of school. How does this make you feel weary for being on campus? Tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean, like going even to class tomorrow sounds really like risky or scary, or just like being out in the open. It like definitely makes me nervous of like walking on campus alone and like just in general to class, because like you just never know what could happen.
Yeah. Well, what does the rest of the day look like for you guys? Just gonna
Canceled. Thank goodness. I don't
check up on all my friends, like
make
sorority
sure everyone's
sisters, I don't
okay.
know.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for speaking with us. We're going to continue to be down here and monitor any updates that we have come through. Back to you guys.
All right.
right. Thank you so much, Lauren. We're hearing that there might be another update soon. That's coming from Robin, who's still there on campus as well. And I know if we have Bo ready, he's at Washington Regional. Do we have him? Yeah.
Okay.
So Bo, we were talking to Lauren about this earlier. You're also an alum of the University of Arkansas. What are you thinking from your perspective, just from being a student, knowing kind of the training that goes into being prepared for a situation like this? What are you thinking right now?
Morgan, yeah, I mean, when you're on campus there as a student, the University of Arkansas, and I'm sure this is the same at a lot of college campuses around the country, it's a very tight-knit community, especially in Fayetteville and Northwest Arkansas. You really feel at home there. And so this isn't something that crosses your mind much as a student.
That's
as a
true.
journalist, I follow these stories, you hear about
Us
it.
Arkansans,
And I'm sure it's the same with everyone.
that is true. Us Arkansans are known for our hospitality. So that's why this was so shocking to me whenever it popped on my news feed. Like, what? Really?
And especially at the University of Arkansas, it really is a place that feels safe for so many people, kind of like a home ground, you know? And so it was just awful to hear that. You know, we're getting reports that so far, no reported gunshots, no reported injuries. I'm here at the hospital. We've been here about 40 minutes. No ambulances have come through yet. There was a group of nurses kind of grouped around the ambulance bay. They've gone back inside. So I haven't heard anything from the hospital as
After everything that's happened in Arkansas this summer, especially with Devil's Den, I can't. That's wrong. If this is a hoax and this is a real elaborate hoax, you guys, this is terrible.
for something. So far, nothing has happened here. And so hopefully that's good news.
All right, Bo, thank you.
All right, Laura Castleman is been inside the student union there for the last hour or so after being on campus. One of the first ones to be on campus after this happened, and was told to go up in the student union for safety there. Laura, what can you tell us? Oh, now she's back outside. All right, so Laura's back outside. When were you allowed to come back?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, okay, recently they told us that we are still technically in a lockdown, but they cannot keep us there legally. A couple students did leave, but the majority of students did stay in that area. So upon my arrival, it looked like I was almost the first on scene. Police and state trooper and Fayetteville police were on the scene. And then the staff came out and they said that they were putting the safety of anyone on campus first. And they pushed us all into the union, into a room, and kind of had us just sitting there for a little while. The tension, there was a little bit of tension. Everyone was a little bit scared, but students were shaken. They were kind of consoling each other, obviously on the phones, talking with loved ones to make sure everyone was okay. But again, we have no confirmed shots or no confirmed injuries. Myself, I was scared for just a little while. Of course, being an alumni here, you would never think that something like this would happen, but you never really know. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much for that, Laura. A lot of alumni on campus today hearing from them. And of course, another thing is this happened at lunchtime near the student union, which is where a lot of people were eating lunch at a crowded time of day. Definitely just a lot of people being told different things, what to do, a lot of chaos on campus today.
We were told just a moment ago through our messenger from Robin Hearn that there might be an update from Fayetteville Police, and that could be coming up in just mere moments. If you didn't see or hear the update that was given about 15 minutes or so ago, that there were 3 different reported active shooter calls that came in to UAPD, or it went out to the students. One was there at Mullen Library. We don't know about the other 2 where they were on campus. Local law enforcement showed up, and a bunch in a very short amount of time, able to tell us that they cannot confirm any gunshots or any injuries at either of any of those 3 locations where there was an active shooter reported. You can still see a very large police presence there. Multiple calls, as we said, that came on campus, at least 3 that we know of. UAPD is basically the one taking over this investigation, although they will get a tremendous amount of help from different law enforcement agencies, including the FBI and the U.S. Marshal. And they have pretty much cleared out and made sure that there was nothing in any of those buildings where those active shooting situations were reported, starting at about 12:30 this afternoon. The first call came in at 12:30. As they were investigating that call at the Mullen Library, they got 2 more calls. Sent law enforcement to those locations, cleared the area, made sure students and faculty were safe, but could not confirm any gunshots or any injuries involved with any of these active shooter reports.
And since then, they mentioned in the that update we got from Fayetteville Police earlier that there have been some pictures, reports circulating of them pulling people out of cars, searching people, even people being handcuffed. They said they have detained some people, but detained does not mean arrested. They haven't arrested anyone. Basically, what they've said is if they got a report of a suspicious vehicle or a suspicious person during this time, of course, they're going to investigate it. That means, and Robin also saw someone being pulled out
Right
of a
there
car.
by Razorback Stadium.
Yes,
Yes.
but again, no.
All these people panicked.
Now, looking at just from this angle,
This
that there are
was
some people who are
when the
I'm
alert
not
went out.
quite
Hold
sure
on, let
what
me
we're looking
turn
into,
this
that there
down
are some people allowed to
so I
go
can
back
answer Miss
into where
Teresa. So, Teresa S said, what time did this happen? This is the RAS alert that I have, which is, you know, the Razorback alert system for the University of Arkansas. It's the emergency alert system and the alert system, you know, for the school and its students. And this went out. This is the one that I have a copy of, but I know that another one went out at 12:27, just shy of 12:30, right after lunch. RAS alert emergency notification. Avoid the area of Mullins Library due to an active shooter reported. Avoid, deny, defend. So I know that it happened just before 12:30, and alerts went out up to, because of this one that I have, 12:43 p.m. Early this afternoon. So let's see.
Morgan was talking about this about 35, 40 minutes ago,
Turn
that
back on
Farmington
for a
schools were on lockdown, and that has since changed.
Yes, they've lifted that non-emergency shelter in place at Farmington. So all things are normal at Farmington schools. They just told
Okay,
parents
that's good to know.
looks like about
So,
20 minutes ago.
Yeah, and if
parents
they,
in
I'm assuming
Farmington,
if
your
parents want
kids
to
are
go
in the
get their
clear.
child at Farmington, that they are now able to do that if they wanted to take their child out of class a little sooner.
I bet
Okay.
there's going to be a lot of
All
parents
right,
pulling their
Joe
kids out of
Ellison
school.
was
This
actually
is
there
scary, y'all.
on campus, and we heard from her a little bit ago with the interview with that student. Joe, tell us what you're seeing and hearing right now.
Yeah, we're right here at Maple, Darren and Morgan.
With Thrivent, your financial journey isn't a solo mission. Your money is a tool to support the people, causes.
Okay. So when I first got this report today, my heart started racing. If y'all don't know, I'm from the greater Jonesboro area, okay, in Arkansas. And when I was a kid in high school, I remember being locked down, and it was one of the scariest days of my life being a student in high school. We got locked down for the shooting. Hold on a second, I'll pull it up. It was in it was at a school right out there by Bono, Arkansas. And one of my teachers was the sister of the teacher that died. She used herself as a shield to protect students. She gave her life to protect lives. The West Side Middle School shooting. It was when 13-year-old Michael Johnson and 11-year-old Andrew Golden opened fire on the school, shooting and killing 5 people and wounding 10 others. The West Side Middle School shooting, and this was in 1998. So I would have been like in 10th grade, okay? And I remember this. Like, I remember the lockdown and everything. We were all so terrified. It was like we couldn't believe this happening in Arkansas. We couldn't believe it. And it was little kids that did it. It says 13-year-old Michael Johnson and 11-year-old Andrew Golden. A 13 and 11-year-old shot and killed 5 people and wounded 10 others. Yeah. It was, oh my goodness. It was it was after the 1992 Lyndhurst High School shooting that killed 4 people in Oliverhurst, California. That at the time was the deadliest massacre, non-college school shooting in contemporary history until April 1999 Columbine High School massacre. So it happened between the Lyndhurst High School shooting and the Westside Middle School shooting, which was like just in the next town over from the school I was in. It was scary. Okay, let's see what they're reporting now, if we've got anything new.
First was reported at 12:30 this afternoon, and from what it appears, and we're getting this obviously what Joe had just talked about. From what it appears that there was not an active shooter on campus, even though there were 3 calls that came in. We are waiting to get that officially confirmed. Let me just make that point that that they have not come out directly saying this is a hoax, but from what they're telling us, not being able to confirm any shooter, any shootings, any shots being fired, any injuries at 3 different locations on campus, that this appears to not be what we thought it was at 12:30 this afternoon when that first call came in.
Yeah, and of course, as we mentioned, this comes as multiple universities across the country around the same time. We're getting the same reports. Some of those have now been reported to be hoaxes. So no matter what happened, it'll be interesting to see where these calls came from as well.
And I think that's what Joe was trying to get with.
And if this is a hoax, they will definitely, most certainly, find out where these calls originated from quickly if this is a hoax.
Is not an active shooter, making sure that if there is one, that injuries are all taken care of, the faculty and staff are all safe. Now that that initial assessment has been taken care of, it'll fall back now on UAPD to determine exactly that. Where did these calls come from? Did they come from on campus? Did it come from a dorm room on campus? Somewhere off campus? Somewhere out of the state? Yeah. So, and if it follows the same pattern that has now taken place, 2 campuses today across the country, a couple last week, and now at the UA Fayetteville campus, did it follow the same pattern? And could it be the same person doing this to every campus? Who knows? And I think that's what UAPD will now have to determine. But again, you go back and you talk about the mental aspect of this. You heard the 4 students say that they're not going back to classes today, and they probably won't tomorrow. And if they do, they're not going to go by themselves. So this has obviously had, and as well it should have, a mental aspect of this. It's now, what does this do for students who are just now going to school, freshmen who are just now arriving on campus, including Joe Ellison's daughter, who just was dropped off at the dorm? What is their mental aspect of this now, as far as either staying on campus, going back to class, and how long will it take to where you really feel comfortable in getting back going to class again?
Especially with school starting at the U of A, just was last week. It was not long ago, and so many parents like Joe dropping off their kids for the first time, already nervous. You don't want something like this to ever happen, but just the emotional impact from this, even if it was
Davy
a hoax,
Jones,
it was
good
an
to see
unbelievably
you.
cruel
Exactly.
hoax,
Good to
because
see you, Davy.
it's just
Good.
it's horrible.
Yeah, and now you've got all these students wondering the same thing. All right, so we are going to go ahead and wrap up our live coverage of this now that we have an update, another update from Fayetteville Police that they cannot confirm, and they have not confirmed any active shooter at all. Now the investigation starts with UAPD in determining where those calls came from. We'll, of course, have live team coverage of this coming up at 4, 5, 6, and 10, and also live updates when we get them, and also a lot of information on our website at 5newsonline.com. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you at 4 o'clock.
All righty, you guys. There you have it. It looks like that this just might have been a hoax. I'm going to search really quick and see if I can find you guys any further updates. And then I'm going, if I can't find any updates, I am going to get off of the phone and I am going to call my family and extended family in Fayetteville and Rogers and see if I can't get some local answers for you guys. Let's see here. Let me clear this off. Oh, and thank you guys all for being here so much. I greatly appreciate it. If you have not, please go to my YouTube channel and like and subscribe and share. I cover cases that are out of the way and generally populated to Arkansas. If you are interested in true crime cases out of Arkansas and having an open public discussion about true crime and hearing interviews from the families of cases that need your attention, please go to my YouTube channel, Regina and Friends Crime Chat. Like, subscribe, and share. I greatly appreciate it. And thank you for being here. And I am going to see if I can't find you guys some updates now. Let's see. Okay, so I have one I found already, and police are still saying, get this, that there's no evidence of a shooter, you guys. It really looks like this is a hoax. Here's the article from the North Arkansas Democrat Gazette. It says, Fayetteville, an active shooter has been reported at the University of Arkansas Fayetteville campus, according to a university alert system. But local police said there is no evidence of a shooting. A shooter was reported near Mullins Library, according to the university RAS Alert emergency notification system. The university said in a text sent to the campus community Monday afternoon that University of Arkansas police were evacuating students. The following alert was sent to students and faculty at 12:27 p.m. Monday. RAS Alert, emergency notification. Avoid the area of Mullins Library due to an active shooter reported. Avoid, deny, defend, which is what we've been seeing everywhere. Fayetteville Police Department spokesman Sergeant Stephen Mock said just after 12:30 p.m. that officers were investigating a possible active shooter, but said he had not received confirmation that there was an active shooter as of that time. About 1:30 p.m., Mock said there was no evidence of a shooting, but police were still running down leads and looking for evidence. Fayetteville Police and Washington County Sheriff's Office deputies were seen responding on Dickerson Street toward the campus shortly after noon. Police said a perimeter around the Mullins Library area. Fayetteville Public Schools went on lockdown Monday in response to the report at the university, according to a notice sent by the school district at 1:13 p.m. We are continuing to monitor the situation and are in touch with local law enforcement, the notice states. Our schools are remaining in secure status, meaning no one is allowed in or out of the schools, but the school day is continuing. A notice sent to families around 1:50 p.m. states that law enforcement was requesting the following schools remain on lockdown until further notice: Asbel, Leverett, and Washington Elementaries, Ramey and Woodland Junior High Schools, Fayetteville High School, and ALLPS School of Innovation. All other schools were set to return to normal status at 1:45 p.m. While many rumors are circulating, it is our understanding that law enforcement have not yet validated any claims at this point, the notice states. At 2:13 p.m., the district sent a final notice to all families saying all schools would return to normal status at 2:15 p.m. Okay, so all schools have been returned to normal status for the last 14 minutes. Fayetteville Public Schools went on lockdown Monday in response to the report at the university, according to the school district. We are continuing to monitor the situation and are in touch with local law enforcement. According to a notice sent to parents, our schools are remaining in secure status, meaning no one is allowed in and out of schools, but the school day is continuing. Fayetteville School District promises an update as soon as possible. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders took to social media X shortly after 1 p.m. saying the state government was in touch with school administrators and are monitoring the situation. She recommended people stay alert and follow the direction of law enforcement personnel. Since university students around the nation have returned to school for the fall semester, temporary lockdowns have been implemented at the University of South Carolina, Villanova, I hope I said that right, Villanova University, and the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, on reports of shooters or gunfire on campus. Oh my goodness. Okay, so as of right now, there are other schools, other college campuses apparently on lockdown for reported school shooters on campus. Wow. In all three instances, university officials reported no active shooter nor gunfire was confirmed. In Pennsylvania, on Thursday, someone called 911 reporting a shooter in Villanova Law School building with at least one wounded victim. Students received texts from the school's alert system, but the school's president later said it was a hoax. Oh my goodness. Is this like, okay, call me crazy, but this is starting to sound like an elaborate, like maybe there's more people involved. Holy moly. In other states, and this is like some ongoing hoax situation. It says the same day in Tennessee, the university locked down its campus, telling students possible active shooter in the university center or library. Okay, library, that's, you know, where they're saying the active shooting was at the University of Arkansas. So it says possible active shooter in the university center or library. Run, hide, fight. Oh my goodness. Run, hide, fight. More info forthcoming. The lockdown was lifted after multiple law enforcement agencies responded. School officials have said there was no evidence of any threat. Oh my goodness. It sounds like that's what might have just happened at the University of Arkansas. The University of South Carolina gave the all clear Sunday after issuing an alert about a possible active shooter near the campus library. Okay, so this sounds like it is something going on. Yeah, here's another picture of law enforcement right here in Fayetteville. Wow, this is crazy. Lord have mercy. Y'all, this is nuts. What is going on? What is going on? What an absolute waste of resources. So apparently there's these hoaxes happening all over. Oh, this is ridiculous. What a scary situation to put people through, right? Yeah, Teresa, that's very messed up, scaring them kids like that and worrying the families like that. Absolutely is it is. I don't know, Davy. You know what? That's an excellent question, but I can already tell you if I look it up, it's going to say, all the news is flooded with the university shooting right now. So that's an excellent question, Davy Jones. I don't know the answer to it though. Wow. So apparently this is a whole hoaxing situation, you guys. Wow. I'm blown away. All right. I guess we're gonna wait until 4 o'clock. We should get some updates then, and I will post them on my YouTube post, and I will update you guys all on X. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. Please hit that like, subscribe, and share to stay updated all things Arkansas. And you guys have a blessed afternoon. Remember, share a smile and save a life. The life you save might even just be your own. Be kind to one another. Kindness is free and hate costs us so much. And with that being said, you guys, blessings, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.